This is a paper I've written that I do this is the 8th year doing it. It is on our Dodgers2080.com website, but now I'm going to read it for those of you who don't go to the website. So please click on it later. We'll probably talk about this later and go through it and just reminisce, thinking about what the Dodgers state was in 2025 and what the offseason might bring in 2026. So here we go. My fellow Dodger peeps. Now verbatim. We continue our annual Truth series as we look at what the 2025-2026 offseason might bring. First, we'll look at the current roster, including the new free agents. This will be the first offseason where the great Clayton Kershaw is not factored in, as he ends his career in glory. We'll analyze needs, some of the prospects, returning injured players, and what they might do in the offseason. It does look like the team will look very, very similar to the 2025 team as they look to three-peat. This will be the 8th season I have written a Dodgers Truths. I recommend rereading the last one and seeing where the team seemed to be at the time. Players that did not come back for 2025 included Daniel Hudson, Walker Buehler, Jack Flaherty, Joe Kelly, Brent Honeywell, Diego Cartaya, Gavin Lux, and Ryan Brazier. During the offseason, they acquired Blake Snell, Michael Conforto, Hae-Sung Kim, Mike Sirota, Roki Sasaki, Justin Dean, that was minor league contract, Luis Garcia, Tanner Scott, and Kirby Yates. During the season, players such as James Outman, Hunter Fiducia, Luis Garcia, Dustin May, Sean Paul Linon, Eric Swan were moved, while Alexis Diaz moved off later. Will Klein, Brock Stewart, Alex Call, Ben Rortvedt, Adam Serenowski, James Tibbs, Zach Earhard were acquired. There were also major league debuts by top prospects Dalton Rushing and Alex Freeland. So some truths right now, 2026 truths. Clayton Kershaw is retired. First ballot Hall of Famer and lifetime Dodger Clayton Kershaw has retired. It is truly the end of an era. For the last few years, Kershaw has taken discounts and allowed flexibility for the Dodgers to acquire players to help his ultimate goal of winning championships. Kershaw retires with three rings, 3 Cy Young Awards, and 1 MVP. Book your tickets now for the 2031 Cooperstown Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Mookie Betts turned into a real shortstop. When I wrote last year's Truth article, it had not been revealed that Mookie Betts was going to become the shortstop. My concerns were not if he could become a decent shortstop with a full offseason to work, but that he would not have enough energy to grind it out at shortstop and be fully impactful on offense. What ended up happening was that Mookie got sick, lost a ton of weight, and had his worst offseason. However, he kept improving at shortstop and was one of the best defensive shortstops in baseball. The bullpen went from a strength to a weakness. The Dodgers signed both Tanner Scott and Kirby Yates to provide more quality and quantity to an already good bullpen. They also re-signed Blake Trinan to a 2-year contract. However, things did not work out as planned. Evan Phillips had Tommy John surgery. Brusdar Graterol never returned, and both Scott and Yates had serious struggles. Michael Kopech was also frequently injured and was not part of the postseason roster. None of those players made a postseason appearance. Blake Trinan was injured early, was never the same, and struggled in the postseason. The outfield defense was a big weakness. The Teoscar Hernandez switch from left field to right field was rough. One reason the Dodgers made the move was to find room for free agent Michael Conforto. Hernandez was never a stalwart in left field, but right field exposed the defensive problems. Balls misplayed in left field mostly turned into doubles, while those misplayed in right field turned into triples. That's what happens. Conforto struggled on the offensive side and was about the same as Hernandez had been in left. Andy Paz struggled at the beginning of the season on some center field reads, but improved as the season progressed. His arm is elite and he has good speed. By the end of the season, he played a good center field. Next season, he would be best in right field, but he is above average in center. Our free agents, Miguel Rojas, Kirby Yates, Kike Hernandez, Michael Kopech, Michael Conforto, Clayton Kershaw, Andrew Heaney. This team is getting older. Tyler Glasnow's 32. Blake Snell, 33. Brock Stewart, 34. Blake Trinan, 37. Mookie Betts, 33. Freddie Freeman, 36. Max Muncy, 35. Teoscar Hernandez, 33. The starting pitching is a strength. The Dodgers addressed a significant issue from 2024 by signing Blake Snell as a free agent and made a point to ensure both Tyler Glasnow and Shohei Ohtani were ready for October. Emmett Sheehan emerged from his injuries to become a strong starter in the second half of the season. The one starter that was healthy all year was Yoshinobu Yamamoto, who is now a Dodgers legend. The now retired Clayton Kershaw ended his career on a high note as he helped the rotation with some injuries. Gavin Stone, River, Ryan, and Kyle Hurt will also return from injuries and provide amazing depth. The Dodgers also have a decision to make about Justin Robleski. Robo had a mixture of starting bulk innings and normal relief pitching throughout the 2025 season and has proven he should not be sent back to AAA. All right, 2026 questions. Free agents to bring back. Can or should the Dodgers bring back both Miguel Rojas and Kike Hernandez? Should the Dodgers bring back Michael Kopech? Kopech was injured most of the season after pitching in the 2024 postseason with lingering injuries. The Dodgers usually try and reward loyalty. Speaking of loyalty, I see Miggy Rowe and Kike coming back. Many will talk about redundancy and age, and those are true. However, the roster is always in flux with injuries, so it can all work out. What to do with Dalton Rushing? Dalton Rushing was brought up from the minors when the Dodgers shockingly let go of Austin Barnes. He allowed the Dodgers to rest Will Smith a lot more, and it paid off for Smith. However, it impacted Rushing as he was not able to get consistent at-bats. Some think the Dodgers should trade Rushing, but there is no other catcher in the farm system even close. Many of us believe Rushing has a bat that will be excellent and needs to be kept. Full-time opportunities not available with the current team. Will Smith is locked in for the next 8 years. Freddie Freeman has 2 years left on his contract. If the Dodgers want him in the outfield, then does Teoscar Hernandez stay in right field? Terrible option. Do they trade Teo to make room for Rushing in left field? Is Rushing even a real option in left field? Can Tanner Scott rebound? I believe the Dodgers tried the square peg round hole solution by having Tanner Scott just be a closer. He is best when he's brought in to destroy lefty bats and is not always pounding the zone. In 2023 and 2024, he was used all over the later innings and was effectively wild. Bet on Tanner Scott in 2026. Alex Freeland will be a valuable player in 2026. Alex Freeland made his debut in 2025 and proved that he is a major league defender at both second base and third base. He had some good and bad stretches at the plate, but showed me a lot. I think his floor is a good quality utility player. The question is, can he eventually replace Max Muncy as a regular third baseman? What to do with all the starting pitchers? Let's just get this out of the way right now. You can never have enough pitching because pitchers break. Here's our list of starting pitchers. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, Blake Snell, Tyler Glasnow, Shohei Ohtani, Emmett Sheehan, Roki Sasaki, Gavin Stone, River Ryan, Landon Knack, Justin Robleski, Kyle Hurt. That is a lot of depth, but let's never forget all the injuries that have occurred to our pitching over the last few years. Some of these guys can or will be in the bullpen. Gavin Stone was one of the most valuable pitchers in 2024, and River Ryan was so good in his 2024 debut. The Dodgers might make a trade from this strength or go all in on Tarek Skubal. You never know what the Dodgers might do. Does Teoscar Hernandez go back to left field? The experiment of Teoscar Hernandez in right field did not go well. Let's be honest. Balls that get by right fielders turn into triples, while the ones that get by left fielders turn into doubles. Paz has become a good center fielder and is an elite right fielder. The Dodgers' outfield defense must improve. What about the free agent market? On the outfield market, there's a variety of talent. Kyle Tucker, Cody Bellinger, Harrison Bader, Trent Grisham, and Cedric Mullins. Any of these would improve the team. How much are the Dodgers willing to pay for one of those guys? Some interesting infielders include Bo Bichette, Hae-Sung Kim, and Luis Rengifo. The bullpen could use some arms, so here are a few. Edwin Diaz, Robert Suarez, Raisel Iglesias, Ryan Helsley, Devin Williams, Kenley Jansen, Tyler Rogers, Pete Fairbanks, and Tyler Kinley. Will the Dodgers spend big? The Dodgers followed up their 2024 World Series win by going out and making a big splash with Blake Snell. They continued to make other fan bases upset with even more spending. Will the Dodgers make more splashes to try and three-peat? Other questions to consider. Will Tommy Edman miss significant time in 2026 with his possible ankle surgery? Will Hae-Sung Kim get a full chance at significant playing time? What will the Dodgers do with their abundance of outstanding minor league outfield prospects? Outlook for 2026. The Dodgers are now the two-time defending champions. Most of baseball hates them, and they most likely plan to continue to ruin baseball. Expect them to make an effort to sign one or two significant free agents and will not pass up an opportunity to trade for elite talent like Tarek Skubal if they're made available. God bless, and go Dodgers. So there you go, folks. My 8th annual paper that started out in 2018 when I was still with Dodgers Nation, and might even still be out there. If you keep linking and going back, you might find it. So I appreciate y'all. Please like and subscribe. And if you don't like what you saw, hit the dislike button twice. God bless. Go Dodgers.